Never just save money. Those were the first words my grandfather ever told me. When I heard that, I was shocked, because everyone says the opposite. Save money. Save for the future. Be careful. But my grandfather smiled quietly and said, "No, don't just save money. Learn how to make it grow." Then he told me a story. In a small village, there lived an old man. People called him lazy. Every single day, he sat under a large tree, watching the road, watching the sky, dreaming about a better life. One day, I'll open a shop. One day, I'll become rich. One day, my life will change. But that one day never came, because he kept dreaming without ever taking action. At first, people laughed at him. Later, they just felt sorry for him. His wife worked all day inside the house, cooking, cleaning, trying to keep the family alive. One evening, she looked at him gently and said, "Dreams are beautiful, but dreams cannot feed a family. We need food. We need money. We need action." The old man lowered his head and whispered, "Someday, I'll figure it out." But someday kept moving further away. Days passed, then months, then years, and life became harder. Food disappeared faster. Money disappeared faster. Hope disappeared faster. One cold night, his little grandson walked up to him barefoot and hungry. The boy looked at him quietly and asked, "Grandpa, do we have any bread left?" The grandmother opened the cupboard slowly. Empty. No bread. No rice. Nothing. And in that moment, something broke inside the old man. For the first time in his life, he realized something painful. Dreams alone cannot save you. That night, the old man could not sleep. His stomach was empty. His mind was heavy. He kept staring into the darkness, thinking about his grandson's voice. The next morning, he finally did something he had avoided his entire life. He went out to work. Under the burning sun, he worked in dry fields for long, exhausting hours. His hands became rough. His back started hurting. His feet burned from walking all day. Every evening, he came home exhausted. Sometimes dinner was only beans. Sometimes, almost nothing. But still, he kept working. One day, his grandson asked, "Grandpa, what did you earn today?" The old man opened his hand and showed a few small coins. It's not much, but at least it's something. Yet slowly, he noticed a painful truth. Money came in and disappeared immediately. Food finished, medicine finished, bills finished everything. No matter how hard he worked, the problem stayed the same. Then one evening, at the village store, he overheard a man say something interesting. "The secret to safety is saving money." Those words stayed in his mind. That same night, he found an old glass jar and hid it beneath the bed. Every week, he dropped a few coins inside. Clink, clink, clink. That sound gave him hope. One day, his grandson discovered the jar and asked, "What is this, Grandpa?" The old man smiled proudly. "This is our future." So he saved harder. He wore old shoes with holes in them. He avoided buying clothes. Sometimes the family ate less, just so a few extra coins could stay inside the jar. Months passed, and eventually, the jar became full. For the first time in years, the old man felt safe. But then, reality hit him again. At the market, he placed all his savings on the table and asked for sacks of corn. The shopkeeper counted the money, then slowly shook his head. Prices went up. This money only buys half of what it used to. The old man stood there silently. After months of sacrifice, his money had lost value. And once again, hope felt heavy. One evening, the old man sat quietly outside his house, watching his neighbors walk by. One carried eggs, another carried milk. They looked calm, peaceful, not afraid. And suddenly, a small idea entered his mind. A very small idea. But sometimes, small ideas change everything. He looked at his grandson and asked softly, "What if we buy chickens?" This time, he didn't wait for someday. This time, he acted immediately. He took the money from the jar and bought a few thin chickens. The grandson laughed excitedly and shouted, "Grandpa, now we have our own egg factory." At first, they collected one egg, then two. Some eggs they ate, some they sold. With that money, they bought another chicken, then another. Slowly, the chickens multiplied, and slowly, their money started growing too. The old man began writing everything down inside a small notebook. Every egg sold, every coin earned. Soon, neighbors started visiting their house to buy eggs directly from them. For the first time in years, the house no longer felt hopeless. The old man smiled more often, because now he was no longer working just to survive. He was building something. One day, he held an egg gently in his hand and told his grandson, "This egg is more valuable than money sitting inside a jar. Money can disappear. Money can lose value. But when you use money wisely, it starts creating more life." The grandson looked at him and smiled. "So, Grandpa, you're not lazy anymore?" The old man laughed softly, tears filling his eyes. "No, my child. I finally learned the truth. Never just save money. Learn how to make it grow." And from that day forward, he shared the same lesson with everyone he met. Saving money alone is like trying to hold water in your hands. Slowly, it slips away. But when you use money to build something, even something very small, it begins to grow beyond you. And maybe that small beginning can completely change your life.